to some equations to solve for an unknown variable. So let's say that you have x plus 7 is equal to 10, and I want to solve for x. All I'm saying is something plus 7 is equal to 10. And you might be able to figure out in your head, but if you want to do it a little bit more systematically, you're like, well, all I want on the left-hand side is an x. Well, if all I want on the left-hand side is an x, I'd want to get rid of the 7. I want to subtract 7 from the left-hand side. But if I want to maintain an equality here, whatever I do to the left-hand side, I also have to do to the right-hand side. Going back to the scales, that's so that we can keep our scale balanced. So we can say that the left is still equal to the right. And so what we're going to be left with is x, and then the 7's cancel out, is equal to 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. So that unknown is 3. And you can verify it. 3 plus 7 is indeed equal to 10. Let's try one more. Let's say we have a minus 5 is equal to negative 2. So this is a little bit more interesting since we have all of these negative numbers here. But we can use the exact same logic. We just want an a over here on the left-hand side. So we have to get rid of this negative 5 somehow. Well, the best way of getting rid of a negative 5 is to add 5 to it. So I'll do that. So I will add 5 to the left-hand side. But if I want the left-hand side to stay equal to the right-hand side, whatever I do to the left, I have to do to the right. I'm going to have to add 5 on the right-hand side as well. And so on the left-hand side, I'm left with a, and then the negative 5 and the positive 5 cancel out. And on the right-hand side, and they're going to stay equal because I did the same thing to both sides, we have negative 2 plus 5, which is equal to 3. So a is equal to 3. Once again, you can verify it. 3 minus 5 is indeed equal to negative 2. Solve for a and check your solution. We have a plus 5 is equal to 54. Now all this is saying is that we have some number, some variable a, and if I add 5 to it, I will get 54. And you might be able to do this in your head, but we're going to do it a little bit more systematically because that'll be helpful for you when we do more complicated problems. So in general, whenever you have an equation like this, we want to have the variable. We want this a all by itself on one side of the on one side of the equation. We want to isolate it. It's already on the left-hand side, so let's try to get rid of everything else on the left-hand side. Well, the only other thing on the left-hand side is this positive 5. Well, the best way to get rid of a plus 5 or of a positive 5 is to subtract 5. So let's subtract 5. But remember, this says a plus 5 is equal to 54. If we want the equality to still hold, anything we do to the left-hand side of this equation, we have to do to the right side of the equation. So we also have to subtract 54 from the right. So we have a plus 5 minus 5. Well, that's just going to be a plus 0 because you add 5 and you subtract 5. They cancel out. So a plus 0 is just a. And then 54 minus 5, that is 49. And we're done. We have solved for a. A is equal to 49. And now we can check it. And we can check it by just substituting 49 back for a in our original equation. So instead of writing a plus 5 is equal to 54, let's see if 49 plus 5 is equal to 54. So we're just substituting it back in. 49 plus, let me do that in that same shade of green. 49 plus 5 is equal to 54. We're trying to check this. 49 plus 5 is 54, and that indeed is equal to 54, so it all checks out. let's give ourselves some practice solving equations. So let's say we had the equation 1/3 plus a is equal to 5/3. What is the a that makes this equation true? If I had 1/3 plus this a, what does a need to be in order for 1/3 to that, in order for 1/3 plus that to be equal to 5/3? So there's a bunch of different ways of doing this, and this is one of the fun things about equations, is there's no exactly one right way to do it. But let's think about what at least I think might be the simplest way. And before I work through anything, you should always try to pause the video and do it on your own. So what I like to think about is, well, can I have just my a on one side of the equation? Since it's already on the left-hand side, let's see if I can keep it on the left-hand side, but get rid of this 1/3 somehow. Well, the easiest way I can think of getting rid of this 1/3 is to subtract 1/3 from the left-hand side of the equation. Now, I can't just do that from the left-hand side of the equation. If 1/3 plus a is equal to 5/3, and if I just subtract 1/3 from the left-hand side, then they're not going to be equal anymore. Then this thing is going to be 1/3 less, while this thing isn't going to change. So then this thing on the left would become less than 5/3. So in order to hold the equality, whatever I do on the left-hand side, I have to do on the right-hand side as well. So I have to subtract 1/3 from both sides. And if I do that, then on the left-hand side, 1/3 minus 1/3, that's the whole reason why I subtracted 1/3, was to get rid of the 1/3. And I am left with a is equal to 5/3 minus 1/3. 5/3 minus 1/3 minus 1/3. And what is that going to be equal to? I have 5 of something, in this case I have 5/3, and I'm going to subtract 1/3. So I'm going to be left with 4/3. So I could write a is equal to 4/3. And you could check to make sure that works. 1/3 plus 4/3 is indeed equal to 5/3. Let's do another one of these. So let's say that we have the equation k minus 8 is equal to 11.8. So once again, I want to solve for k. I want to have just a k on the left-hand side. I don't want this subtracting this 8 right over here. So in order to get rid of this 8, let's add 8 on the left-hand side. And of course, if I do it on the left-hand side, I have to do it on the right-hand side as well. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. The left-hand side, you were subtracting 8 and you're adding 8. That's just going to cancel out, and you're just going to be left with k. And on the right-hand side, 11.8 plus 8. Well, 11 plus 8 is 19, so it's going to be 19.8. And we're done. And once again, what's neat about equations, you can always check to see if you had the right answer. 19.8 minus 8 is 11.8. Let's do another one. This is too much fun. All right. So let's say that I had 5/13 is equal to t minus 6/13. All right, this is interesting because now I have my variable on the right-hand side. Let's just leave it there. Let's just see if we can solve for t by getting rid of everything else on the right-hand side. And like we've done in the past, if I want to, I'm subtracting 6/13, so why don't I just add it? Why don't I just add 6/13? I can't just do that on the right-hand side, then the two sides won't be equal anymore. So I got to do it on the left-hand side if I want to hold the equality. So what happens? On the left-hand side, I have, make this up a little bit more space, I have 5/13 plus 6/13 plus 6/13 are equal to, well, I was subtracting 6/13, now I add 6/13, well, those are just going to add to 0. 6/13 minus 6/13 is just 0, so you're left with t. So t is equal to this. If I have 5/13, then I add to that 6/13, well, I'm going to have 11/13. So this is going to be 11/13 is equal to t. Or I could write that the other way around. I could write t is equal to 11/13.